perfect. I know it's everything that Kathy has always dreamed of for her wedding. And so thank you, Ed, Susan, and Horst for making that possible for her. Speaking of dreams, Kathy's body in this dress is everything that I've always dreamed to be. She looks amazing, so vintage, classic, and gorgeous. And so it makes me never want to eat again. But speaking of that, the Oyster Bar, I want to give an amazing shout out to the Oyster Bar. It has been such a great touch, great idea. And I know Susan actually mentioned it, which is funny in her speech, but for those of you who know Kathy and I both, we have a slight oyster champagne obsession. So weddings, Oyster Bar, it's like a perfect combination, and among other reasons, we're happy tonight for that. I also want to thank the O'Donnells. Last night's rehearsal dinner was so beautiful. There was so many amazing touches. There was like a crossword puzzle and 50,000 beautiful things on the table. It blew my mind how much time and effort and love they put into it. And the groomsmen did a special shout out for Terry
yeah.
In the speech
department.
Oh
yeah.
Making my life difficult here because it was hard to follow their act. For those of you who were there, you know what I mean. But it was a great kickoff, and so far everything has been pretty perfect.
Bernie Harvitz is impressed.
I'm impressed. So, speaking of impressed, I was so honored when Kathy asked me to be her maid of honor. To be elevated to such a status by such an amazing person was humbling, to say the least. The only catch was when my initial excitement wore off, I realized that I would somehow have to match the spectacular speech that she gave for me when she was my maid of honor last year, a year and a half ago, as Ed pointed out. But then I realized that even though she stole some really good material, and she got to go first, I get to have the last word.
Ooh.
Kathy, they mentioned at my wedding that I was the bad influencer in our relationship, and the love to party reason why, quote, she never saw the inside of McKeldin Library at University of Maryland until she was studying for her LSATs senior year of college. Side note, she didn't need the library. She turned out just fine. She's amazingly successful, so I did absolutely no harm. But I would like to take this opportunity in front of all of you to set the record straight and let you know that the now Mrs. O'Donnell took me, a nice, innocent high schooler, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, younger underclassman, into the back of her white LeBaron convertible and turned her into the girl I am today through the use of her, as Susan eloquently put it, chicken house parties, and her trips to the beach and her sleepovers, which really, really did shape all of us, and it was such a great high school experience, so I owe that to you, but you are the bad influencer. But in all seriousness, whenever I sat down and I realized that this speech would write itself, because I really could not have asked for a better subject matter than Kathy and Dan. My 13-year friendship with Kathy is one that I cherish so much that I really can only begin to tell you about it in a speech. We met at field hockey camp my freshman year of high school, and I spent a good chunk of my high school years at the Banks house getting to know Catherine, Ed, Susan, and Justin. And they're just such an amazing family, and so warm and loving and generous, and always made me feel so welcome. Maybe it's because she's a year older, but most likely it's because she's just such an amazing person. But she's always been someone that I've aspired to be more like. And I really can't even tell you how proud I am of you. And you're amazing. I don't even know how to tell you everyone how amazing you are. So, As a friend, you're someone who's always been there for me and a friend I could depend on no matter what. I think that's very rare, and you're so loyal and loving to me, so thank you for that. And whenever Susan hosted Kathy's amazing bridal shower, for those of you who were there, it quickly became apparent that I was not the only person who felt that way. It was a lovely day filled with absolutely nothing but love for Catherine and admiration for the person that she has grown to be. So Kathy in my life has taken very similar paths, actually. After high school, I promptly followed her to University of Maryland for college, and then I followed her again to Baltimore, which we both live in now. And then for once, I actually did something first, and I met Brent, my husband.
Look at him.
And when that happened, I secretly hoped to myself that Kathy would soon find someone worthy to spend the rest of her life with. I didn't have to wait very long, actually, and when Kat met Dan, I knew she was immediately smitten. And Dan, as far as being worthy, I know that you know that I have a very high opinion of Kathy, and I honestly can't believe that she found somebody as smart and driven and loving as she is, and someone from such an amazing group of family and friends to be her equal. They're a truly amazing couple and so much fun to be around. I'm not going to go into it because it's not appropriate, and I don't have time, but you don't even know how much fun the two groups of friends combined have had at the Meg Day House, for example, and how perfectly Meg fit in to the world's most fun bachelorette party
Ever.
But the point is that their two worlds blend in perfectly, and I have zero doubt in my mind that they always will. You two are going to be so content in your lives together, meeting everything together as a team, and experiencing the world with such a positive, happy attitude. As far as Kathy and I go, getting married has just brought us even closer. And I know the fun times will just continue to go on and on and on, as the lyrics will be sung later tonight. And our little similar paths
Yeah.
will give us so many other great experiences to share in the future. And one day those experiences will include our husbands and our own families. So in summary, congratulations. I love you both so much. And I thought I was going last, so I had said, let's rock this wedding. Cheers.
Woo! All right. Oh yeah.
Unlike Brittany, I think I'm gonna hide behind the podium.
Trying to follow that up, bro.
I know, right?
Right, wait for this. Good job, Bob.
Try and keep this short.
DOT! DOT! Take your shirt off! Come on, T! Hey, Gordon, let's do this, man.
Reason one for it being short, I'm terrified. There are a lot of you out there. Number two, I think my mom's gonna let me drink tonight, so I think starting
There you are.
Let me begin by saying it's been a pleasure to enjoy the company of all those who attended. Everyone here is a testament to the character and class shared by Dan and Catherine. And just getting to know Catherine these past few years has been really special. She's a wonderful girl, and Danny's the luckiest man in the world to have her. These years have been a blessing and an honor for me. It's easy to see why my brother fell so hard and so fast for her. She's a beauty and has a heart of gold. And it's an honor to call you my sister.
Oh.
There are things in life you remember and there are things you forget. Special events like this, one for the record books. Not everybody remembers all those awesome cakes their mothers made for all their birthdays. Or with a name like O'Donnell, anything afternoon on St. Patrick's Day. There are always those things that stick with you. the stories your grandfather would tell you about him being a firefighter and all the crazy things they did. Little things like the secret words Danny and I would have to go wrestle in our room. Love those lines, OD. And another little one of those is one time Danny let me shoot him in the leg with a paintball gun just to get out of doing the dishes. One of the biggest memories I have, though, is the first time Dan told me about Catherine. We were in the car ride home. Elliot, one of Dan's best friends, was in the car with us. And he just looked at me and said, you know, I met this girl and she's special. And it wasn't so much what he said, but it was the look in his eyes when he said it. He said it with such sincerity and clarity of heart that I knew that this day would one day come. And it's just special to be a part of that. And I couldn't be more honored to be your best man. I know you have a lot of great friends. I don't know how I got chosen because they're all the man. That's pretty much it. If I had a drink, I would raise it. But in true German fashion, I would like to say cheers and Prost.